Pop and lock. Booyah. Ha. Boo no.
Booyah!
Booyah. Not sure people knew what that meant when he said it.
There was a hip-hop group called the Booyah Tribe, and that word came from hip-hop.
So is that the origin of it?
Yeah.
I've been told that it was at one point a Marine Corps thing, and specifically a Black Marine Corps thing. But I don't know if that's true.
Okay, so Mr. Gilbert, down the street, we're sitting there at Mr. Gilbert's house, and Mr. Gilbert said, "Hey, Freddie," he said, "did you and Stuart hear that thunderstorm last night?" He goes, "You had to hear it." He goes, "That thunder was like crack, 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 booyah." We're like, what?
I don't know. Like, so there's no real, I kind of gave up on that.
30 for 30 Booyah premieres tonight at 9 p.m. on ESPN, the ESPN app, and Disney+. A treat for me here on SportsCenter. Never got a chance to host the SportsCenter with the legend himself, Kenny Mayne, but he joins us right now. SportsCenter anchor, longtime friend of Stuart Scott. Kenny, tell us about the first time you met Stuart Scott, and do you have any idea where Booyah came from?
That's a mystery, but we'll get to it. I remember it distinctly because, you know, going way back, ESPN2 started, and they had Keith Olbermann and Susie Colbert as the hosts. Then Stuart, Bill Pito, and Deb Kaufman were the smash anchors. They came in at 2 of the hour or 5 after the hour. And Keith went crazy and went back to Dan on Channel 1, and then Stuart moved up, and there I was. So they, you know, I broke them down. They finally hired me. But it was partly because of Stuart, right, being good enough to be moved up to anchor, and there came a place for me. But I walked in, it was like my orientation, and Susie and Stuart were on the air in a break, and he wadded up a script paper and threw it and hit me. And I look up, and I saw that he had done it. I picked it up and threw it back, and we were friends ever since. It's kind of as simple as that. Sometimes you just have a commonality with somebody and you get each other quickly, and we did in the first instance. So, you know, Booyah was just one of his many. One of my favorite was way more subtle. He's just, like on a home run call, would just go, "Peace." And it made me laugh every single time. It was so small and subtle, but it worked perfectly. You know, he got called in because they weren't used to what he was doing, but he got so smart about it because he would front load something with statistics that they wanted, then get in his Booyahs and Pookie and Ray Ray and Lucretia and all y'all. You know, he did it how he did it. And it was so great that we were at ESPN too, because we got to experiment for a year and a half or so before we moved to ESPN regular. And I think that freedom helped develop him, and he was very authentic. He talked that way walking down the hall or playing golf or playing football, and he just transferred that, and it worked on TV.
It's great that you mentioned, you know, the tumultuous nature of bringing that culture to ESPN, because it wasn't always so rosy. It definitely was a rocky relationship, and that's documented in the 30 for 30. One of the fun things that anchors get to do, Kenny, you get to do This Is SportsCenter commercials. We showed the one earlier with Kobe Bryant and Keyshawn Johnson with you and Stuart. But do you have a favorite This Is SportsCenter commercial with Stuart?
Oh, easy. Apologies for my jeans. I had mom jeans. I don't know what I was doing. I tucked in my shirt. But the funny part is Keyshawn was already that. He didn't need that coaching. Kobe kind of did. But that's amazing to see those guys at such a young age. But my favorite one, we were working at 11 o'clock one night, and people don't know, we would shoot these commercials on a work day, right? You'd be shooting at 8:30 and you're on in 2 hours or whatever. Stuart and I were told to go to this gym in Bristol, and these little kids are going to be in the Big Buddy program. We're supposed to be their mentors, but immediately our competitive instincts take over. There was no script, which we loved. It was just go be a jerk for about 40 minutes and we'll make a funny 30 out of it. Stuart's checking a kid and pushing down the whole thing. By the way, this preceded the very famous Peyton Manning similar skit, which was on Saturday Night Live. So not that they stole it from us, but we, on record, we have that clip. In fact, I have a switcher. I got it for Father's Day. Let's play that.
We want to give back to the community, and that's why a lot of us are involved in the Big Buddy program. Chance to give children something they would otherwise never see, to meet their heroes.
When I pass it to you, just give it right back. All right, now give it back.
Oh! Shooting! Pass the ball! Pass the ball!
Easy, man. Big play.
Play defense! Get on him! Get on him!
Get it out,
Being a
baby.
Big Buddy allows us to give back, and, you know, that feels pretty good.
Get out! Walk it off! Your parents signed the permission slip. Get up, man.
Hey, since you're doing traffic, Kenny, do you want to highlight? I got a couple here for you if you want.
I had a Phillip Rivers commentary, and Stuart would have loved that kind of story. That was what was so fun is stuff happens. I mean, you guys are doing it right now, right? you have that electricity and the immediacy of it. Now, of course, on ESPN2, nobody was watching. I think my sister, but we entertained each other, and then eventually we got to do other things.
Now, you talked about some great memories there. Go be a jerk for 45 minutes has to rank up there, but what was your favorite memory of Stuart outside of the walls at ESPN?
Oh, man, everything. We are of the age, I'm older than Stuart, but we played electric football. You got to Google it, you young people. But those little plastic people, and you'd set them up, and you'd turn on the machine, and they'd vibrate. And Stuart and I would play that for 3 or 4 hours, keep statistics. I still challenged his formation. You know how they're calling the tackles moving early now? He just made a circle around his ball carrier. It wasn't even close to being legitimate, but the other was playing flag football. He was a pretty good athlete, and it was the ESPN Flag Football League. We played down in Hartford. We played all these different teams. Stuart, I think, number 20 up there, upper right. Yeah, he was a good receiver, too. We had a blast doing that, and he was all spatted out. Stuart dressed for everything, whether it was golf, football. He's got tape over his shoes. He's doing it that way. But it's a joy just to talk about him. I mean, our loss has already happened a long time ago, and we've come to terms with the fact he's not here. So it's like anything else. I think anyone who's lost anyone, they love talking about him again because it keeps them alive. It keeps their memory alive. So I'm glad the show's coming on tonight, and it's fun to get to reminisce right here.
Yeah, great to reminisce with you here on SportsCenter. The great Kenny Mayne joining us. Kenny, thanks for your time, man.
All right, be well.